This is Soph.
It's taken me ages to say Rich.
And we are from across the
pond.
How was your weekend?
I'm so glad it's Serious Sunday because I have not got the energy for Fun Friday today. Let's just get that out there. I'm so tired.
Wait a minute. I'm not the tired one today.
Because it's the weekend, you've had some sleep. Only I still have a small child, and even though the weekend, he still gets up at 5. So
that's my boy.
Got up at 5. Yesterday we went shopping, and then today we went to a park, but it's on the river, so we went for like a 2-mile river walk, play park. He went on some carousel ride with the cars that you sit on, paid a man £1 and it goes around. So as well as getting up early, I've had a lot of fresh air and a walk today.
Yeah.
And I was that tired I had a kip, I ain't gonna lie.
You had a kip. There's nothing wrong with kips. They're good for you.
I couldn't help it. You know, as soon as you sit down, it's game over.
I had a very uneventful weekend. I didn't have it, but I was invited to a barbecue, which was a beautiful thing. The food was delicious. And it was different. It wasn't a traditional like barbecue with like chicken and burgers. It was chicken fajitas and shrimp tacos.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, let's not get it twisted. You clearly made it to your barber appointment.
Clearly. I clean up well. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Trimmed up and ready for action.
Oh, yeah. I needed it. It rejuvenates you when you get a haircut. I don't know. I can't speak for nobody else, but for me.
Normally, it's only women that admit that. So, yeah, who knew? It's the same for men.
Mm-hmm. I feel like a new man.
Well, you look like a smoother one.
Yeah, I ain't looking all rough.
Thanks for not letting the standards slip for too long.
Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome.
That's all right.
All right, today's topic.
Oh, that sounded like you said that really loud. Sorry.
I did. Today's topic is karma.
Serious.
Do you believe in karma?
Yeah, I believe both ways, bad and good. If you do bad, at some point she's going to come back and bite you in the ass when you least expect it. And if you do good, I believe that it goes around. Good will come back to you.
I only heard that you said good karma. I didn't hear anything about bad karma.
I said, yeah, I believe in karma. If you're a bad person, she's going to come back and bite you in the ass.
Oh, I misunderstood that. My
oh no. Yeah. Do you believe in karma?
I believe in karma. I do. I really do. I strongly believe in karma, especially negative karma and good karma. I'm kind of with you when it comes to that. Like good karma is when you're just doing right by people. So you eventually will get that reciprocated.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
Okay, so do you believe then in the law of attraction? Like you attract what you put out. It's the same similar thing, right? So if you think positive things will be attracted to you, like for like. Do you believe in that?
That depends.
On?
I think it just depends on your mood.
I think it depends on your mindset, not your mood, because a negative mind can't live a positive life.
Ooh, I like that. Let me write that down. Say that again.
A negative mind can't live a positive life. Like me personally, I genuinely think regardless of whatever the situation, there has to be a positive, right? So not meaning to downplay it or be rude, but let's just say you was to call me and say, oh my God, such and such got mowed over by a car yesterday. And I'll be like, oh my God, I'm sorry to hear that. Are they all right? Oh yeah, they've got a broken leg. I'll be great. They're alive. There's the positive. They might have got run over by a bus, but they're alive. There's always got to be a positive. You might not be able to see it straight away, but there's
Well,
always got to be one
I
there.
got a cousin, and he is negative, point blank. There is not a positive. He doesn't have anything positive to say.
Yeah, carry on.
And it is hilarious because I tell him all the time, "Why are you so negative, man?" Oh,
And this is the thing, generally people feel like that when things either aren't going their way or, like not very nice things are happening. And I'm not going to lie, here I go chucking somebody under the bus, as per usual. My dad, he is quite, like they say, are you glass half empty or glass half full? He's definitely my glass is half empty. Like I'll go there and I'll be like, oh, have you got any news? No, I'm boring. And I say, okay, what's happening? Nothing. This has happened. That's happened. I say, yeah, but what about this? Oh, it's all, I don't believe that, blah, blah, blah. It's hard to, he always says it's hard to think like that when bad things are happening. And I totally understand that. But if you are stuck in that mindset, like I get to the point sometimes where I visit him, not the last time I went, the time before that. And I was thinking, I tried to explain it to him. And he was just like, shit. And I was like, do you know what? Sometimes there's just no telling somebody. But, like the glass is half empty, glass half full situation. Who's yawning? Not me. I happen to say you should be grateful you got a glass in the first place. Don't matter if it's half empty or half full. Just be grateful you got a glass.
because as long as you got a mug.
Exactly. You can keep filling it up.
Or it can stay empty, but you still got a mug.
Exactly. You still got something there for people to pour in.
I don't know. I think what you put out is what you get. So sometimes but see, this is the problem that I have. Sometimes you get up and you just don't feel like it.
But you got to get up and do it anyway.
You just get up and you just don't feel like being a nice guy. Sometimes you just want to be a bad boy.
I hear that, but
And that's when karma comes in, because if you're a bad boy, don't expect anything good to come out of it.
true.
Because it will turn around and bite you in the ass.
Depends what your interpretation of bad boy is, what you're going to commit a crime or you're going to say somebody's hair don't look nice. What are we talking about here?
I don't know, because I'm so used to trying to be Mr. Nice Guy.
Thing is, though, I don't think you should try. When people say, "Oh, I'm trying to be Miss Nice," don't try. Just be yourself. If you're genuinely.
Well, wait, let me back that up. I don't try to be a nice guy. I am a nice guy.
And you know what? I know for a fact I'm a nice person. And also, my dad, I remember saying to him once, I am a good person. And you know what he said to me? You can't say that. And I was like, why? And he went, it's not for you to say that. It's for other people who know you to say that. And I was like, nah, I'm a good person. And I know that. I'm going to say it. I'm going to shout it from the rooftops. Blah, blah, blah. I'm a good person.
That you're a good person?
And sometimes people misinterpret that because, obviously, this might shock people. I'm quite opinionated, right?
What?
And I say honesty isn't the best policy. It's the only policy, right? And sometimes if you tell people the truth, because it's harsh, that's your number 3, because it's so harsh, they interpret that you are not a nice person because you're saying that. And I'm like, well, nah, I'm a nice person. If I want a nice person, I wouldn't be being honest with you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Truth is harsh, that's what they say. And I'd much rather the ugly truth than a sugar-coated lie anytime.
You said you'd rather hear the ugly truth than a sugar-coated lie.
Correction. That is right.
Now, have you ever been in a situation where you've gotten some bad karma? Some bad mojo?
Oh, I'm not going to lie. There are times where bad things have happened. You lose somebody or, something not very nice happens, and I find personally it normally comes, you know what they say, bad luck comes in threes, right? Have you heard that before?
I've heard that before. Yes, I don't believe it, but yes, I've heard that.
I try not to believe it either, but normally if it's like a rolling thing, if one thing happens, you're number four. If one thing happens, it's like snowballs, and it that's when your brain starts thinking negative stuff. So therefore, all the other things become like bigger. Like something that would have been just a small problem if you had nothing else is blown out of proportion because you've already got something going on that's negative. So this then think, like for example, if you get up in the morning and you're late, oh my God, I'm late for work. Then you get traffic. So that's the second thing. And you're like, oh my God, this traffic. But it's because you're late for work. So this one thing that started off the catalyst of things, then you get to work, you haven't had any coffee. You find out there's no milk, so you can't have a coffee. Then you can't go to lunch because you've got a customer. All these things come in, make a big thing because of the one thing that started it. And sometimes when things like that happen,
That's considered a bad day.
I get that, but I'm saying, let's just say that was an example. Let's just say over a period of a week, a few things happen. I have said, like to my mum before, geez, I must have been a really bad person in a former life for this to be coming back and biting me in the ass like this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I look at it like this. If you treat people the way you want to be treated, then most of the time karma is on your side.
See, this is where, like, the subject is going to steer off a bit here, but this is where sometimes I find a catch-22 situation, because they say treat people how you want to be treated or treat people how they treat you. Where's the fine line? So for me, I treat people how I want to be treated up to a certain point, but if they are pee takers, then I flip the switch and treat them how they treat me.
I treat people accordingly.
That too. Like there's a meme that says one person can tell you I'm the nicest person since sliced bread. The next person could tell you I'm a bitch. I'm both of those because I treat you how you treat me, right?
Yeah, I just treat people accordingly. I fancy myself as fair.
Yeah, I'm firm, but I used to say that when I was a manager at Virgin. I'm firm but fair.
Yeah, I consider myself as fair as possible. But then, and then I try not, like, say if someone does me dirty,
Sorry, I was
I
going to
try
say.
my best.
Sorry.
Ooh, bless you.
Thank you.
I try my best not to be vindictive, because that's when bad karma comes.
But surely if you're to the point where you're being vindictive, they've done something to you in the first place to make you want to think that, right?
Right.
So that's their karma, surely, not yours.
Yeah, but if you act on it, though, then it becomes your karma.
So you're basically saying karma is a never-ending cycle?
Yes, it's a never good and bad. It's
potentially it could be a game of tennis.
Yeah, it's like yin and yang. It's like good and evil, white and black. You know what I mean? It comes in all different shapes and forms. I just try my best to try to put out as much good vibes as I possibly can so that I can reciprocate some of them good vibes back. Like, for instance, I used to be one of those people where if you see homeless people on the street, I would never give them money.
No, because they go and put it on something.
Because I'd just be like, yeah, whatever. But then now that I'm older, if I have a couple dollars, I will do it because that's just the goodness in my heart. And once they get the money, it's not for me to judge them on what they do.
So you'd give them money rather than buying them something to eat?
It depends on what it is. I normally give bottled waters out, or if I got change, or
okay, what do you think?
If I see somebody, I'm by a restaurant and I see somebody who says they're hungry, then I buy them a sandwich.
You've mentioned it, so again, it's probably branching off. But what about those people on social media nowadays that go and do things like that, but they video it? Oh, look, there's a homeless person. I'm going to go and give him something, and they video it. Do you think that they're genuinely doing it from a place of a kindness, or they're doing it for likes?
I don't know, to be honest, because social media is so fickle.
Mm.
You don't know what people's agendas really are. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like if I'm not, if I'm doing that for someone I see on the street, excuse me, I'm not pulling my phone out
Exactly. You don't stop and
and
think, oh my
recording.
God, let me quickly get my phone out and record it so
You
I
know
can
what I
share it with
mean?
the world. Look, I gave this dude a
Yeah, yeah.
sandwich.
I mean, I'm not gonna do that because that's not what it's all about. But for some people, showing gratitude towards another person might motivate somebody on the other side of the world to do the same. So I don't know. It's a catch 22. I look at
Mm,
it as a catch 22.
agree.
What do you think? Do you think people are doing it for likes, or you think people are
I
just
think
for attention?
sometimes some of them are, I'm not being mean. Sometimes it's obvious to me that some of them are just doing it for likes and attention and to be like, oh my God, look what he did. Because otherwise, like you say, why would you do that? You wouldn't be thinking, oh, look, there's a homeless man. I've got a sandwich. Let me get my phone out. You just go and do your good deed.
Yeah. And just do it out the kindness of your heart.
Would you ever do something like pay it back? Like I've seen this a couple of times.
Oh,
Let's
pay it forward.
pay it forward, whatever it's called. Like say you went to a drive-through, which I know you have been to a drive-through a couple of times for a couple of burgers. Would you pay for the person's behind you without saying it? Just go to the window and say, "Oh, yo, I'll pay his bill," and then off you go.
I've never done that, to be honest with you. I've never like I paid for like people's dinners at restaurants. Like if I see like a really cute old couple, I've done that just out of the
Oh,
kindness of my heart because they were just too cute to just be. And you can tell when the old couple was really cute because they sit on the same side of each other. I think that just
see
sets my
now,
heart on fire.
linked into our lottery win on Fun Friday, I would do things like that if I was rich. Do you know what I mean? Just randomly pay people stuff.
Well, some athletes and some celebrities do that too.
Mm.
Right around Christmas season, I think somebody, I can't think of what NFL player or sports figure did it, but they went into Walmart and paid for everybody that was coming through the lines
Funny you should say that.
Christmas gifts, or paid off their layaway, stuff like that.
Funny you should say that. I know a guy called Carl who runs a taekwondo class. I used to do his boxing cardio class twice a week. Um, we're still friends. He's got massive long dreads, like right past down past his bottom. But anyway, here, like Starbucks, you have Starbucks, right?
Right.
We have a version of Starbucks called Costa where they give you every time you like I've got a card, every time you buy a coffee, they give you points and then those
Yeah, yeah,
points
yeah.
transfer to money. So basically all year round, he goes in there, buys his coffee, saves up his points. And then on Christmas Eve, he goes in there and says, here's my card, just buy everybody's coffees until the money's used up.
Oh wow,
Mm, he does
that's
that.
nice.
He does that every year. And it's funny, I didn't even know it was him until about a year ago or 2 years, probably because of Corona. But it was in the paper. Oh, some guy, has bought everybody coffees in the whole of Costa, blah, blah. I was like, oh, that's nice. And then when I was talking to him, he was like, oh, yeah, I've spent my card now. I did. And I was like, it's you. It was you that done it. So, yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
it was you.
I mean, I've paid, like if I go to the shop, supermarket, or whatever, like before there was a lady in front of me, let's just say she was like £1 something short. I think it was an old lady, and she was going to put her shopping back. I've done things like said, "Oh, here, I've just."
Now I've done that a few times in the
Mm,
grocery store. If I see an elderly lady in the front or a lady with some kids or something,
mm,
and she like $1 short and she's sitting there scrambling around, I
mm,
normally just be like, "Here, lady, just take the dollar."
mm.
And it's not because I'm being nice; it's because I kind of want them out of the way so I can get through the line.
Yeah, well, that is partly
I'm
why
being
we
truthful.
do. Mm.
That's my. I mean, I don't know if that's good karma or not, or just me just being in a rush.
Well, isn't that called oh balls? What's it called? God, my brain is still asleep on the sofa downstairs.
Yeah, I don't know.
Contradiction. That's what I was gonna say. Ain't that called a contradiction?
I guess I don't know, but sometimes I do that. I do that a lot. I've noticed as I'm older, I do that a lot often than I normally would have when I was younger.
But you know
I'm
what?
not
I
just
find I find the little things really help. Now I went to the shop, the supermarket, funnily enough, on Friday. Was it Friday? No, it must have been Thursday. This woman had the conveyor belt was full and she's still got stuff in her trolley. I got a little basket with like 5 items, and I'm like, whoa, got to stand behind this woman. But it is what it is. She turned around, she said, oh, is that all you got? And I was like, yeah. She went, oh, go in front of me then, love. I was like, oh my God, I skipped. Like, you weren't telling me twice, lady. Let me get to the front. And I said, thank you so much. And she was like, that's okay. But there's not enough people that do that, I don't think, things like that.
Yeah. Like there was a gentleman, I was in one of those self checkouts. I hate self checkouts, to be honest.
Oh, me
But I
too.
was in there with the lady and I was having problems with the self checkout. And this old man comes up and he's like, hey, tells the lady, he was like, hey, could you help me out? And the lady wasn't being rude, but she was kind of like, I'm in the middle of something. As soon as I get done, I will help you. And then there was a younger man behind the older guy. And the older guy turns to him and goes, hey, man, I can't really read this. Is it possible you can help me ring this up? And, the young man, and I would think, he was going to be an ass. But he turned out to be a really nice young man. He was like, sure, no problem, sir. He walked over to him to the self checkout, read everything to him, and helped him get through the line. I thought that was the sweetest thing ever.
Totes
But
agree.
then I was kind of like the person that was messing up on the self checkout thing. So I
So the
kind of
young man was thinking, let me help this old man because this guy is in the way and he's holding us up.
pretty much. I'm holding up the line.
Do you know what? Talking about holding up lines, we've totally gone off track, but don't you find that old people, like, let's say it come to £5.71, the old people are counting it out like to the penny, and they seem to take forever. Like, there's your $5, 10, 5. Oh, I've got a 1 and a 2 here. Hold on. And I'm like,
I love it. I love it because guess what? One day we are going to be old.
oh
And
yeah, but we're not going to be like that. No,
I used to have road rage with old people who drive.
they can't drive. Let's be honest, they can't. I'm going to write that down. In fact, here's a subject for us: road rage. Another
I
subject.
used to have real bad road rage because I automatically knew if I'm stuck behind somebody and they're going extremely slow, when I get over to the side of them, I always go, it's an old person. I know it. And then when I look over, it's a little old lady, steering wheel's like right here. She can barely look over the steering wheel and she's driving like slower than molasses. Do you think? Now I know I'm going off the subject here.
We were already way off.
Yeah, with the whole karma, I get it. But do you think there's an age limit for people who should be allowed to drive?
Oh my God, you've gone way off. Um, Not necessarily, but I think after you get to the age of 60, you should have a driving test every year.
60?
Yeah.
I disagree.
Well, I thought you would. That's because you're nearly there.
60? Did you just don't? Did I just hear a below the belt shot at my age?
No,
I'm
this
aging
is
gracefully.
listen, we've taken it way off target. It's supposed to be serious Sunday. Right. Keep that for the road rage issue. So trying to drag it back to karma. That can be next Friday, maybe. What do you think about, like we said, positive attracts positive, blah, blah, blah. Do you believe in things like affirmations? People that get up and they say things to themselves over and over again. Do you think that, it's almost like a mindset. If you say it enough, you believe it. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Do you believe in
Yeah,
things like that? I'm telling
I
you,
do. I
I went.
think
Mhm.
I have.
I went on holiday once with my aunt, right? She's not here anymore. She passed away. And when I woke up in the morning, we went to Egypt so we was in the same room. She must have woke up before me, and when I woke up, you can hear voices, and I'm like, wow, who is she talking to? I went to the bathroom, and she's standing in front of the mirror like this. You are beautiful. You are gorgeous. You're beautiful. I said, what are you doing? She said, I tell myself this every day. If you don't tell yourself that, you won't believe it. I tell myself every day. I said, well, don't your husband tell you? She was like, yeah, but I do this every morning. She just ignored me, carried on. You are beautiful. You are gorgeous.
Wow. I believe in getting up and being in a positive mindset. That will set your day. That will set your day right on up for some good stuff to happen.
I hear that.
Now, there's some days you wake up like a zombie, just be like, ugh.
Oh no, every day I wake up like a zombie, but
Be like, where am I? And then, but once I believe in once my feet touch the ground, I'm trying to be positive the whole day.
but you don't need things like an affirmation to read or say out loud, like
No.
no.
You know what I normally do? When I do that, I normally say good morning world. That's my motto in the morning. I go morning world, especially when I leave the house, I go morning world.
Out loud?
Out loud, yep. I open the door because I'm out here now. Like I'm out. Like once I leave the house, I'm out in the world. And I'm just
See,
like
you
morning
saying
world,
about
let's
being in a
go.
good mood, for me, music changes my mood in an instant. Like I'm not a morning person. It takes me a long while to come around, I'm not gonna lie. So if it's a school day for Alfie, we get up, like you say, and I'm in like the zombie mode. But as soon as I've dropped him off to school, I'll crank that music up out the car, because then, right, that's going to shift the mood for the day. We've got to get on, we've got to wake up, be positive, blah, blah, blah. It might be Stormzy, Own It. It might be some old school garage, whatever, something fast paced, loud, up it goes. The mood's changed then.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. But then, I hate when you have those days where nothing goes right. I feel like that's bad karma. When you just wake up, stub your toe,
Yeah,
and
but
then everything.
that's what I was saying earlier. If you wake up and one bad thing happens, like you stub your toe, it's a catalyst of events then, because you're already peed off, you've stubbed your toe. So it's in your mindset already, this is a bad day. So then obviously other things are going to happen, and then it will turn out that you will believe you've had a bad day because that's what you told
You
yourself.
ever try to turn it around? I always try to turn it
You
around.
can turn it around. I normally say it's only 12 o'clock, halfway through the day, got time to turn it around.
I go, take a deep breath, Rich, you got this.
Oh yeah, this is the thing. And I said this to you. If I had a pound for every time I said it to you, I'd be a millionaire by now. When you get a bad mood or bad moment or a negative thing, if you literally just stop and take 5 deep breaths, then some like a reset button presses up there, and you're like, okay, you'll look at things differently, and you can then carry on about your business.
I agree with that. You said 5 deep breaths.
That's all it takes.
When you done had it, when you just ain't nothing going your way.
No,
just stop what you're doing. 5 deep breaths.
Yeah, 5, and then bam, we're back in the room. Off we go.
Reset. That sounds like a plan. Let me write that down. 5 deep breaths.
Well,
I'm gonna try that.
I've told you enough times. You shouldn't have to write it down.
I'm writing it down again.
Either that or a bottle of vodka. That helps.
Let's not even talk about it.
I'm joking.
Cheers.
Cheers. I didn't bring a drink today.
You didn't drink today?
I didn't bring a drink today.
I'm gonna tell you what I'm having today. I'm gonna cheat. I got Coke products that are 0 calories.
I don't know. I like Diet Coke, but not Zero Coke.
Yeah, I got 0. And then I got Sprite 0. That's what I'm sipping on right now.
Nice.
Y'all have a Sprite 0 there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Y'all got the little cans though, don't y'all? Y'all don't have the big cans. Y'all got like these little.
Well, we have
swallows.
What you would call it one, but we also have real little ones that are about this big that have like literally 4 swigs in.
Yeah. Foreigners, y'all got that. That's why America's obese.
But you just said it's zero sugar, so
Yeah, but that's how I be. Like,
okay. I think it's kind of linked to the whole karma thing. You know, like karma. Do you believe in superstitions? Then, like, if you walk under a ladder, you're going to get bad luck. If you walk on free drains in the street,
I you know what? When I was a kid, I used to like you step on a crack, you break your mama's back, all that type of stuff,
yeah.
or you don't split poles and stuff like that.
You don't split poles. What do you
Like
mean?
say if me and you were walking, right?
Oh, when we holding hands, you don't.
Yeah, you don't split that pole.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like I used to believe in all that back in the day,
See,
but I kind of grew out of that. I grew out of it.
do you have magpies there?
What?
Do you have magpies?
What is a magpie? Is it
Like
an
a
insect?
black and white bird, like it just flies around. Take that as a no. Anyway, we have birds here called magpies, and I'm sure it was my nan, but from a real early age, like there's a thing where people salute at them and say, "Hello, Mr. Magpie," because that's supposed to be good luck. But my nan told me if you see a magpie and you don't wave, then it's bad luck. So I could be by myself and I'm like this. And people always say to me, "Who are you waving at? No one's there." And I'm like, "Oh, it's a magpie." Oh. So I don't want bad luck. So I still genuinely believe that. Like there's a rhyme that if you see more than one, it says one for sorrow, two for joy, three for a girl, four for a boy, five for silver, six for gold, seven for a secret never to be told. So every time I see a bunch of them, I count them. Oh, seven for gold. Yes, hi. It is a
Do
lot,
you
but
now let me ask you a question. Do you sing that out loud when you see
oh
like
no, just to myself.
to yourself? People, magpies, songs.
But magpies are actually like classed as thieves because they pinch things that are shiny and take it to their nest. That's what they're known for, taking things.
They're thieves.
Yeah. So if they see anything shiny, they just swoop down, take it, and take it back to their nest.
So you got like a pickpocketing bird.
Yeah. Like funny enough, my aunt used to say, "Hello, Mr. Magpie, how's your family?" I mean, that's a bit too much. At least I just wave.
That's a serious superstition. I've
But
never
the thing
heard
is, I
that.
feel like if I stop doing, I think to myself, "Oh, don't be silly. It's just a superstition. Don't do it." And I see, and I'm like, "Oh, if I don't wave, what if there is bad luck? Oh, I'll just wave."
Especially like you ever see where if you break a mirror that's like 7 years,
7 years bad luck or something. Yeah.
you know, all that. I don't believe
I
it.
ain't ever broke a mirror, so I wouldn't know about that.
I broke plenty of mirrors in the hood when I was a kid.
Okay, so when you did that, then let's just say that 7 years bad luck. Say you broke a mirror, excuse me, today, and then tomorrow something went wrong. Would you be like, "Oh, damn, it was because I broke that mirror"?
No.
Oh,
I probably forgot about that mirror the next day, to be
as
honest.
soon as you swept it up in a dustpan and brush.
Yeah, as soon as it goes in the trash, I don't forgot about it.
Wow.
Yeah, so superstitions, I ain't going front. I used to believe in them back in the day. But now
What about Friday the 13th? Do you believe in that superstition that all bad luck happens on Friday the 13th?
no, because that was just what? That was just Friday. That was last Friday and nothing bad
I
happened.
know it was, but do you know, for me, I never used to believe in that superstition whatsoever. People would always say, "Oh my God, it's Friday the 13th, don't go out," or "This is gonna happen." And I'd be like, whatever. But funny, not funny, but Friday the 13th was the day I lost my baby. So I remember being in the hospital and looking at my phone and saying out loud, "Oh, great," you know. So now every time there's a Friday the 13th, I just can't stand the day.
Oh,
And I
sorry
don't
to
believe
hear
the
that,
superstition that
so.
something bad's going to happen. I just think how shitty, sorry, to how shitty that it would be that Friday the 13th, you know, that's real bad luck, I thought.
Oh, sweetie. I didn't know that.
Mm.
Sorry to hear that. But that had nothing to do with Friday the
No,
13th.
I know it was just bad timing, but, you know, it didn't make it any better.
But don't let somebody who is superstitious hear that. They'll swear up and down
Oh
it
yeah.
was a Friday the 13th.
Probably get the cross out and shake it at me.
Or they say that was karma because you done probably did something wrong with
I
somebody.
told somebody a truth. That's why, exactly.
You told somebody a truth.
Yeah. That's the sort of thing I mean, though. You know, like when things like that happen, like I remember saying to my mum, geez, I must have been a really bad person in a former life for this to happen to me. Do you know what I mean? And she's like, oh, don't be silly, don't think like that. But it does make you think, why,
Being silly.
Mm.
Don't think like that. You're
True, but in the moment, you know, when you're upset, grief makes you think, you know.
Oh, trust me, it makes you think all kinds of stuff, dream and all kinds. It really mess you up. So, people, if y'all believe in karma, we would love to hear what you think.
Yeah, let us know. I'm definitely a believer in
Good karma, bad karma. Do you believe superstitious?
And I definitely believe like attracts like. Like if you are positive thinking person, do positive things, you know, positive things will happen to you. And the same with negative. You can't go around with a shitty mindset, always on a downer, and expect good things to happen. It don't work like that.
Yeah. Treat people, I would say treat people the way you want to be treated, but I'm changing that slogan to treat people accordingly. That's how I look at that. Treat people accordingly.
I also saw something the other day that said, rather than saying people, oh man, why do I always forget the punchline? Something like, rather than saying good morning to people, say something like, I hope you get the day you deserve, or something like that, because then either way it could be good or bad.
We're gonna have to come back to us on that one.
Yeah,
That
I've
being
got so much
said,
to come back on. Can I just say before we go, I
yes.
said at the beginning that I was tired, and you were like, I'm not today. You yawned like 8 times.
Hey, it doesn't mean I was tired. This is just a lack of oxygen. I'm doing
come
just
up
fine.
with that absolute balderdash?
That being said, this is Soph.
This is Rich.
And we are
ATP.
from across the pond.
Across the pond with Rich and Soph. All right, now holla at me if you're ready to go. Across the pond with Rich and Soph. All right, now holla at me if you're ready to go. Across the pond with Rich and Soph. All right, now holla at me if you're ready to go. Across the pond with Rich and Soph. All right, all right.
Monday tomorrow, folks. Wake up positive.
Yes, wake up, positives, stay focused, have a beautiful week.
Let the day and the week start as you mean to go on a high.
Yupper.
Yeah. See you Wednesday, Rich. See you Friday, folks. You'll be in for another treat. Yupper.
Yupper.